Well, hello, guys, girls, and anybody else who might be watching. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this does not work. Without you guys. Man, I don't know if you guys watched my live stream. We did a nice live stream with the Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott doing their training camp press conference. First opportunity that we've had to see Jerry Jones literally in months. And then Dak Prescott had a press conference right behind it. And Jerry Jones was flailing. Jerry Jones just seemed like he was the angry man in this whole thing. And it just was not very good. Now, he kept talking about, he's got to have grace. And that hasn't really sat down to come up with the plan and everything else. That the way things were 2 years ago versus where they are now are different than where they were. The dynamics have changed. Oh, let me grab a rag here. And they're going to come up with a new plan. But it just looked really, really uncomfortable. They talked about Dak Prescott's contract and not getting it done, and they say, we believe in Dak, we want to get a deal done and stuff. They didn't put blame on Dak or anything like that, and that's probably a good thing. We're working on a new rack here, guys. This is going to be the new rack for the beer glasses. Make sure I got it on the right side. Yep, there we go. Boom. It's got to be a bigger football than the other ones because the glasses are bigger, so it's an oversized rack. So I had to come up with new jigs to do this. But anyway, we were enjoying the after stream from the Dak Prescott press conference. The Jerry Jones press conference, and then I found out, thanks to Omar, that Dak was going. I didn't know Dak was actually having a press conference as well. And I got to tell you, you could call me a Dak Prescott lover, or that I'm not really a fan of the Cowboys. I'm only a fan of Dak Prescott, or whatever you want. I don't give a rat's ass on what you think about it. But from a standpoint of what you want from a team leader and a quarterback, the Dallas Cowboys, I ain't gonna lie to you, are lucky to have that guy. I dare say that I have to thank TMZ because, early on in the pandemic, we had Dak and Zeke and Dez Bryant and crew out working out, right? And immediately we had the backlash from TMZ. Oh man, they're out not socially distancing. You had guys like Mike Farello, a notorious Dallas Cowboy hater, always talking about bullshit and trying to make them look bad. You'll remember when he was coming out with the whole, there might be a Dez Bryant tape that's 10 times worse than Ray Rice's. There was no Dez Bryant tape. He made that shit up. And it started off a whole firestorm of speculation and trashing of Dez Bryant. To this day, no tape has been found, and we've never heard them say, you know what, we were wrong about that. Didn't hear that, did it? When I messed up with the Todd France leading CAA, I apologize for getting it wrong. I owned up to my mistake. But then again, I guess I'm not a professional. So if I were a professional, I guess I wouldn't have to do that. Because Lord knows, they sure don't. They literally trashed Dez Bryant with no recourse. So when we heard the outcries about, Des Bryant and Dak Prescott and Zeke Elliott, everybody out working out together. They were going through and saying they weren't socially distancing. That's when our quarterback decided, you know what? I've got a big enough yard here in Texas, I can build a field. He built a field, got his teammates out there working out, away from the cameras, out of the public eye, and getting ready for a season during a pandemic. That, my friends, is leadership. For him to go out and talk about football being his sanctuary, and of course dealing with losing his brother, and focusing in on football, and having actually the opportunity where he could have thrown the Dallas Cowboys under the bus. He could have been angry, pissed off, upset, as my dad would say, about not getting a long-term deal. He didn't do any of those things. He, in fact, gave you the best answers. If you're the Dallas Cowboys, you could win. He actually took part of the responsibility about the contract failure. He turned around and said, you know what? I'm not worried about the contract. If I need to get involved next year, whatever. Right now, my focus is being the best football player I can be and being a team leader. And that's truly leadership. I want you to understand, Russell Wilson, who you got to figure should have been all in with his team in Seattle, having won one Super Bowl and been to a second, having already had one real big fat contract with them, that you had to figure that Russell Wilson, if anybody could have done a team-friendly deal, Russell Wilson could have. Russell Wilson put a gun to the team's head and literally said, pay me by the 15th of April or I will never sign a long-term deal with you. That, my friends, is what everybody keeps making Dak Prescott out to be. Dak Prescott, he's greedy. He's not a team player. Well, I got to tell you, you're not going to find a guy who's a more team player than that guy. At his own expense, on his own property, to build a football field so that way he can continue to work on getting better every day is a testament to his leadership. And you know what? I got so many guys out there that are always on here. You're just a Dak Prescott fan. You're not a Cowboy fan. Why can't you be both? That's what I want to know. Why can't you be both? Why can't you be a Tony Romo fan and a Dak Prescott fan? I'm trying to understand this whole thing where everything in life is you're either this or that. And if you're not this, then screw you because I'm not with that. It's the dumbest shit that I've ever heard in my life. You literally have a guy whose only focus is one thing, and that's winning football, and works his ass off every day, and you guys say it's not good enough for you. I'm okay if you guys who are over there on that with all that hate, I'm okay if you don't want to watch my channel. I'm okay with that because, as Jerry Jones would say, I ain't got time for a bad time. I don't. Life is too short. When today is over with, I'll never get this day back. And I realized today watching Dak Prescott in the press conference why I like him so much, because things I say to you guys are things that he reiterated today. Not for me, but from his own heart. That He's not worried about his contract and everything down the road. After losing his brother, after losing his mother, he wants to enjoy today and right now. Tomorrow, we'll deal with tomorrow. But right now, I want to be the best that I can, and I want to do everything I can today. And that's the way he's living his life. And I 100%, that's not a Jason Garrett clap. That's a Mark Holmes clap, because I'm proud of you, son. I'm proud of you for handling all these mother humpers out here that are hating you, that don't give a rat's ass about you, that they're only looking at you as a way of getting paid. And the Dallas Cowboys, the Dallas Cowboys press conference, I'm sorry, for the most part, was a snooze fest. The answers you got were bullshit answers. I'll say that Dak Prescott rode the line on the anthem protest. But at least he gave you thought. And for this guy, as much as people, because I saw some people make comments, oh, well, social justice, he's not doing anything. Well, he educated me on something here. He educated the difference between pledging and donating. He said he pledged $1 million for police departments to make changes. Because even though he is quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, when he's driving his car on a dark road and that police lights come on, he's scared just like everybody else, just like the rest of us that have been through that situation. And if you've never been black and by yourself and pulled over at night, not knowing what you did, your heart literally goes in your throat. You get scared. And that's no bullshit. If it's never happened to you, I'm glad that you've never had to have that fear. But he pledged $1 million. He said that could be more money if it's going to make changes to make things better. And I applaud that. I applaud that 100%. And I believe this guy, along with the Dallas Cowboys team, as he put it, the players came up with this idea of, let's do a training camp here at the Star at the Omni. He said about 90% of the players are there. Right now it's for training camp, but they're going to look at this. They might stay there for the whole season. That, my friends, is leadership. That's what you want from your quarterback. That's what you want from your team. I couldn't be more proud of the Dallas Cowboys led by Dak Prescott. And it's time for all you haters out there to stop the hate. It really is time to stop the hate. Well, I guess that'll never happen, but we can always hope for it to. In the meantime, I don't have time for a bad time. And I'm going to make sure I make the most out of today. Because tomorrow will be a new one. And I can't get this one back. And so I want to do everything I can to help as many people as I can before I don't have a chance to do anymore. See you guys later.